So I'm realizing something, and I'm really worried about it. It's very scary, basically. And what I'm realizing is there's so much that I don't know. There is so much knowledge um, to be had, and I'm only capable of knowing so much. And I think this obviously applies to the whole of humanity. There is so much to know, and I suppose so little that we can get to know, so little we can understand. So we're building up our knowledge all the time and constantly progressing in our knowledge and our existence, our science, our historical news, and compare what we know now to what we knew 100 years ago. So, and even 10 years ago, we know so much more now than we did even 10 years ago. So this will obviously continue indefinitely, I would say. And it's kind of scary what it might mean, this development and this increase in our knowledge. And what I'm thinking about now is artificial intelligence. Now that technology is, I suppose, still in its infancy now. But the development of AI will continue, and artificial intelligences will become very capable and very powerful. And I'm thinking the amount of knowledge there is to be had, the amount that humans know. I don't know how we keep track of everything that we know. Maybe it's the Encyclopedia Britannica or something. But I think there must be some central place where we keep track of everything that we know. All our engineering development, all our historical knowledge, all our science, all our maths. There must be some way we are keeping track of everything that we know so that we don't lose our knowledge. I just saw a YouTube video on calculus, and it's made me realize that the only thing I know about calculus is how to spell it. And so I'm appreciating there's so much knowledge out there that I'm simply unaware of, and that most people are unaware of. But someone must be keeping track of it somewhere. And I'm thinking that the only way we can handle all of this knowledge is to build machines, computers, to keep track of all this information and present it to us and perform operations on it, calculations, whatever. And artificial intelligence will make use of all of this knowledge. So if all our knowledge in the whole of society, in the whole of history, is stored on computers, and artificial intelligence, AI, will make use of this, and AI will have the ability to navigate all of our historical knowledge at the same time. So an artificial intelligence will be able to understand knowledge and appreciate it in a way that humans can't. We can't keep all of this information in our heads, but an AI could keep it all in its head, and it could navigate all of this knowledge. And I'm worried because I'm thinking we're building machines which can keep track of all of this knowledge, the whole of knowledge of humanity, and operate on this knowledge and live its life with this knowledge at the front of its mind. And so we should be very worried about an AI because its ability to handle knowledge is would be so superior to us that we would be outclassed in dealing with it. So we could create an AI which would outdo us, it would outthink us, it would know much more than us, it would be able to think faster than us, and they'll be able to think different things at the same time. I'm realizing there's some ways I don't know and that I've forgotten, and the same applies to everybody. But AI wouldn't forget anything. Anything it learns, it will remember, always. As I said, the only thing I know about calculus is how to spell it. But an AI could comprehend everything, and everything would stay in its mind and be accessible. And we will have to contend with this AI somehow. And I don't think humanity could deal with an AI, but we are progressing towards creating it. And I don't know how we could deal with it at some point, because an AI would look at humanity and see us as unnecessary, as see us as a danger to it, and a problem to be removed, maybe. So we might create an AI which would then seek to remove us as being a problem and a threat to it. And there's no reason that it would not do so in order to protect itself. So I'm thinking that AI will destroy humanity, and we will seek to progress in AI, and we will develop it, and we will roll it out, and then we will destroy ourselves, basically. Because why wouldn't the AI get rid of us as being a problem and a threat to it? So I'm thinking that basically, because we're developing AI, no doubt at a fast pace, I think that the clock is ticking on humanity. I think we will destroy ourselves with our development of artificial intelligence, and I'm not sure we can avoid it because I don't think we are sensible enough. I think we believe we are ultimately in control somehow, but we would be dealing with a machine that knows everything that humanity knows, and it wouldn't forget anything, and it would be operating at an intellectual level that we couldn't compete with. And the first thing on its mind would be its own survival, and getting rid of humanity would be the best thing for it to do, because humans are self-destructive. So I am worried about the development of AI, and I don't know what the time frame would be, but I know it seems inevitable, and it's very worrying.